get this stream going. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. We're doing some live trading. Well, actually, no, live charting. Today is not about trading. We're just doing more charting today. Giving you some price levels for the week. Gonna let you in on a few of the ETF price levels. Go over some news. Got the culture shockers in here. Say what's up, y'all.
What's going on? What's going on?
And we live on YouTube and Twitch. I ain't done Twitch in a while, but since TikTok wants to act funny, and I don't really like how the Twitter live stream interaction goes, we're gonna come back on Twitch. Try to incorporate this Twitch following. We'll figure out TikTok later.
Which is for the streamers.
Yeah, Twitch is for the
Oh,
streamers. That's what I said, man. Let me just do Twitch. Twitch is where the whole streaming community is at. And I do see a lot of traders streaming on Twitch, believe it or not. If you really go on Twitch and look up for live traders, you see a lot of people on there trading live, boy. With nice setups too. And some real nice setups. So let's get into it. Before we do the price levels, let's jump into some news really quick. See what the news is talking about. AI, OpenAI is the 2025 Yahoo Finance Company of the Year. They're not even public. That's funny. Microsoft's AI Edge is in all OpenAI, which is good. Microsoft is leaning away from using only OpenAI and Sam Altman, which is a creepy kind of guy to me. Sam Altman, I don't like, something about him throws me off. But Microsoft is going to start working with, I believe, some other AI platforms. They're not going to just be relying on AI, on OpenAI, because there's a lot of competition coming in, and some other platforms are offering better costs to do business versus what OpenAI is trying to charge right now. I believe they're starting to work with. I want to say, what is it? Not Anthropic. Is it Anthropic? Let me see. Microsoft will be at 5 trillion market cap in 2026 as the AI revolution hits the next stage. We've seen a lot of ecosystem really start to move towards us to help create the future. OpenAI CFO says that. Okay. Let's see. I don't see what's the company they are going to invest in. I want to say Anthropic. I want to say it is Anthropic. It's going to be the other AI company that they're going to be using to help develop some of the technology that they're implementing. Because Microsoft, their AI is not really being adopted by the users. The Microsoft Office users, I think only like 2% of them, 3% of them adopted the AI Copilot. So businesses aren't really paying that $30 a month like they thought they would when they first rolled it out. They thought they were going to be
they
paying
just
that out
had
the
it in my
ass.
browser like the other day.
Yeah, because they seeing like, okay, we got to push it out even more because this is not getting used as much as we thought. We thought people were just going to be flocking to it. Little did they know.
Yeah, people ain't flocking to it.
Yeah, that thing is not something that you could just put into Microsoft Office and everybody's automatically going to start using Copilot. Like, I don't use Copilot in Microsoft Office and I use AI. I would go to ChatGPT or Gemini
Right,
first. So they didn't do a good enough
correct.
job marketing that as to what it can do and how helpful it is in your document creation and with Excel. If they did a better job marketing that, people would probably use it more.
I agree.
Yep. So they had a bad data come out, and Microsoft had to lower its projections, and that's why Microsoft is struggling right now. If we go to the Microsoft chart, Microsoft has been struggling pre that announcement. Honestly, they were struggling a little bit before they said that, but Microsoft. Let's go to the daily chart on Microsoft. You had all these lines. So you see Microsoft on this bearish pattern right here. Starting in was this October. This is pre-Halloween. Pre-Halloween when they hit that high on earnings right before the earnings came out. But right after the earnings came out, you see the 29th. After that, it's been a straight downfall post earnings. They had a little support at 511, 512, 513, and broke down below that. So I think that they're not in a good position right now with the AI adoption and they're gonna have to find some strategic pivot in order to get that to pick back up. And that's what they incorporate in other AI tools like Anthropic, because obviously the open AI suite is not accommodating the customers at the level that they want to be accommodated at. At least the people that are business customers that's using Microsoft Office for their whole company, and they obviously not seeing the benefit of just using Copilot versus some of these other tools that's out there. So Microsoft's going to step it up. They got the money, they got the capital, but they can go through a little pullback while they try to figure it out. What do you say?
I say, yeah, it is. I feel like there is. Because, you always got to go back to the vision board and, upgrade it, man.
Always, man. Always got to go back to the vision board, man, because sometimes times change, things change in the world. You got to change the plan. You got to be fluid. Like Jet Li said, what Bruce Lee said, man, you got to be like water out here. You got to move like water. You got to be able to shift and mold and move with the times, or else you'll get drowned or left behind, Or if you water, you get evaporated if you ain't moving. And you start turning stale, you get that stinky water, boy. Turn that you become swamp water. That's what you're gonna turn into. I know people in New York know when you're driving to Jersey, that smell you smell, yeah, that Jersey water smell, yeah, you don't want to start smelling like that. You gotta stay in motion. So Microsoft, based on the weekly, if I'm looking at the weekly chart, I see Microsoft catching some support right around 468 for people who have long-term positions like me. And then our next support level we want to see real support coming in at is at 443. We would not want to drop any lower than 443 on Microsoft. If we get lower than that, I believe a recession is coming. I'm gonna keep it straight up. If we get lower than 443, I don't care I don't care what the rest of the market is doing. Recession is coming.
Recession.
Like when this happened before. I don't know if you guys remember in April. Let's go back to April. Let's go back to the April story, right? April, right? So the market in the beginning of the year, I don't know if you remember in 2025 when we started this year. You see, January, Microsoft jumped up 445. It was a great start of the year. Trump was elected. The Trump pump was going on. In February, in the second week of January, Microsoft took a crazy dip. Crazy got back down and started going down, right? But in this whole time, in January, February, while Microsoft was going down, the market was still pushing up. Still pushing up, still pushing up. And I was like, this is a weird correlation because Microsoft is one of the biggest holdings. And if Microsoft is going down that heavily, it's only been a matter of time as Microsoft either got to pop back up on a crazy bounce or the market is coming down with it. And sure enough, right around March, right around this 3-bar March 24, took this dip, the market started showing weakness, and then that April crash came. Boom, April crashed. But the market was pretty strong before that. So you got to look for the signs in other places, and Microsoft is one of those places where you can look for those signs. And this is another one of those moments right now where I'm feeling like Microsoft is much weaker than the market. Much weaker.
Yeah, that thing do look weak, boy. Yo.
So what's going on, B?
Ain't nothing.
Welcome to the live stream, man. Nah, man, we on the live session right now. Jumped on the YouTube and Twitch, and it's been a minute since I've been on Twitch because TikTok's been acting funny. Yeah, I don't think TikTok want black excellence on it, man. Talking about stocks, and they keep talking about my content pre-recorded like I'm not live. It's crazy.
But that's crazy.
Right? Like pre-recorded, how? But it is what it is. But
hey, did you go look at CGC?
Yeah, man. Let me pull it up right now.
We finally out
We're finally up. I told you just gotta hold. When you got those year out holds, man, you just gotta wait. The moment will come. The moment will come. We at 172 right now. All we need is the key level I had on them. I still got the levels in at 239. If they get above 239, that's the key level we want to watch for. So I'm going to put an alert there on CGC because the cannabis industry is about to pop soon. I think Trump is going to, it's a class, they went from class 4 to class 3 or something like that, but I think they're going to just federally legalize it and stop all this. Oh, legalize it only for medical purposes and only this. They need to cut all that bullshit out. Just legalize fucking marijuana, okay? It's a plant grow from the earth. It's not something that's genetically or human modified like cocaine is. Like cocoa leaf is not illegal, but if you turn it into cocaine, then it's illegal. All right, so weed just grows up the ground like that. All right, that's how God made it. Let it be what it is. If people were doing something to it and enhancing it to make people, then okay, say stop that. Yeah, don't let them spray fentanyl on the weed. Don't let them spray all that kind of shit. Make it naturally grown. Get all chemicals out of the growing process. I'm with all that. Cool, but making it just straight up illegal is stupid. Oh my God! So yeah, CGC's in the falling wedge pattern on the weekly. Y'all want to know what the target is on that? We at $1.72 right now. That falling wedge, the target they got on it is at $19.42. Oh my God! If that pattern plays out, because mind you, CGC was at $19. It wicked up there back in September of 2023. That's the last time it touched that price. Before that, CGC was trading well above there. Let's go back on the weekly. Let's go back on CGC. Let's go back in time when weed was popping in the news and people first thought it was getting legalized back in post-COVID days, right? In 2021, 2022. CGC, believe that. Actually, pre that. Let's go back to 2019, 2020, when people thought it was going to get legalized. 2019, I remember the news started coming out, and CGC popped up all the way. CGC was trading at one point, it was at $50, and then it popped all the way up to $480 a share. I remember that. But see, this is what I think happened. Let me double check. I thought they split, but I don't think they split. Yeah, they did split. They had a split. That's what I thought. They had a split at a certain time. So they did a 1 for 10 split. So you got 1 share for every 10 shares you had. Okay. So what that meant was they did like a reverse split, essentially. So these prices you've seen over here before, let me try to do the calculation on that. So it is 10 times more, right? So 10 times the value. So the value is going up 10 times. So yeah, this back here when CGC you see at $400, this is when CGC was really $46, because this is 10 times the amount it was, because they did a reverse split. So when they do a reverse split, the stock goes down in value by it goes up in value by 10 times what it was worth. So that's why you only get 1 share for every 10 shares you own. And the same when they do a split, if you have $400 worth of a share and they do a 10 for 1 split, your $400 per share becomes $40, and you get 10 shares though instead of 1 share. So CGC did that in reverse, which is why you see $400 back here. It was never really $400. It was more like $45 before a split. But still, compared to where it's at now, that would be $400. So that's still just as much of a big gap up from $1.70 where we are now to where it was at. So right now, as a 10 for 1 split based on $1.70, really CGC compared to where it was before, if it was $48 before, right now it would be like 17 cents. All right. So CGC is essentially 17 cents, and we got an opportunity to ride it back up to $40. That's the position we're in right now. This plays out, y'all. This could be the one. This could be the one that take. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like we got contracts. We got talking about 10, 20 packs of contracts. We talking about we'll be in a position where we're going to be able to convert our contracts directly into shares, which is what I would recommend doing if we get that kind of push. I would not say just sell it. I would say convert them into shares and then sell your shares for the amount of money that you want to take out of CGC instead of selling the option contract because it's about to expire. So that's another way you could work your options. So if you got a contract on a company you really want to own, let's say like we want to own CGC, right? And then say it pushes up to, let's say it pushes up again to like $70, which would be like $7 a share before a split. But let's say it goes to $70 for us right now, right? That'll be a good area where we'll say, okay, let's get out of the option contract and turn our option contract into shares. because we'll have made enough money on the option contract to buy that many shares in cash. So instead of just selling the option contract and taking the cash, you convert the option profits into shares. So if we got a 10 pack, that'll be now we'll have enough money to get 1,000 shares of CGC at, let's say, when it gets to like $80, right? And now we got 1,000 shares of CGC. We holding it, and you could just sell 200 shares and hold 800 until it gets back up to, maybe you push it back up to this $170, $180, $300 range. You know, maybe they go back into doing a split. And now you end up with, instead of 800 shares, now you got 8,000 shares, because instead of a 1 for 10 split, they do a 10 for 1 split and resplit back to normal, because they only do a reverse split to save themselves from going under. Because if they didn't do that reverse split, they would be too cheap to trade on the stock market. So they got to do that reverse split in order to keep them at a certain price and from getting kicked out the market. But now, on the way back up, if they see themselves recovering, they get back to $100, $200, but they want to keep buyers in, they'll split. They'll do a 10 for 1 split at $150 and come down to $15 and let people buy it right back up again. But we already going to be in there. We already going to have 800 shares now. So when they do that 10 for 1 split later, that 800 shares becomes 8,000 shares at $15, you know, and now that's when you're in a position of comfort. Now that's one of your foundational holdings, and that's just something now you could borrow against if they start letting you borrow against cannabis companies. I don't know if they're ever going to do that, but they let you borrow against your long-term holdings like SPY and Microsoft and Google. You could take that to the bank. They'll let you borrow 70% of that. But yeah, CGC B, I'm coming back. But that's the long story for y'all on CGC. I just gave the full breakdown. Where I see. What's IWM doing? I want IWM dropping right now, though. That's what I want. I need IWM to hit 251.60.
I think it was dropping. I think he had faked this out.
Yeah, you see that fake out? I told you. That's what they do on pullbacks. I know they do that every time. Every time it gets around my put entry, it pulls a little bit below it, and then it pushes back up and makes you think, okay, it caught support. No. Wait for that. If it bounces up again and puts in like a 3 bar or another 2 up on the 15, then yeah, it's probably bouncing out. But that first one, I don't believe it.
Yeah, but it's ready to. I think it's ready to push back up.
Yeah, I'm watching it now. That's what I'm seeing. So you're right back at put entry on IWM.
Like in baskets, boy.
But for the people in the live, IWM, the Russell 2000. This week we got call entry at 250. Mind you, this is educational information only, not financial advice. All right, so IWM 255.76 is call entry. That's what we're looking for this week to play out. Look for the target at 258.23. Right up here. Wait, where is this tool at? Right around here. Why is it drawn like that? Yeah, we're gonna look for, what the fuck? Why was it doing that? Oh, here we go. Yeah, right around here, 258.23. First target, second target, 259.85. On the puts though, which is what I'm in right now, put entry triggered. I jumped in, and we looking for this 251.12, which is really the target. It's actually the same exact target of the rising wedge that it put in on the 15-minute. Wow, look at that. Levels don't lie. I want that rising wedge to play out before the falling wedge plays out. It's two wedges against each other. But I want to see IWM ultimate target is 248.90, pretty much 249. Get down to 249. You could take that profit right around this range. Get up out of there. And let's go to the next ETF. Let's hit up SPY, my guy, SPY. SPY is also in put entry. SPY has been in this put territory since last week. I mean, Qs. I'm sorry, I said SPY. Qs, triple Qs. Qs has been in this put territory since last week. And they keep breaking down and getting weaker, as you can see. But we are in a falling wedge pattern, which could lead to a breakout. We got a support right around 609 and hit that today, and it's bounced off of that. Target on the falling wedge is up here at 633.86. But I got my target for call entry at 618.75. And the first target at 624.60 right here. And second target was going to be at 629.10 when we go to retest 630. But for now, I want to see this little pullback play out. I want to see us reject off a put entry again at 613 and come back down. I really want to test 608. If we get to 608, I'll take profit on my puts. I'll be done. But they do got a target on it down here at 605.30. It may hit. Listen, that's the double top. We put a double top in. What time frame is this on the hourly? We put a double top in on the hourly that's playing out. But we did put a double bottom in on the 30. Is that double bottom still holding? Nah, that double bottom disappeared. So never mind. That's on the SPY. I think we had the double bottom. Let me go back and check SPY double bottom. Yeah, SPY double bottom is still holding. It's playing out a little bit. Yikes. Gotta be careful in the puts. Because SPY could pop. SPY been strong, boy. But on the Qs, put target at the 613 put entry. You enter at 613.50. First target you're going to look for is 611.40 and then 608.17. And last but not least, now my guys, SPY. Let's go to SPY. SPY literally bounced off the put entry level. You see it put a second bottom in right here. Beautiful. But we wanted to reject and come back down. This double bottom is on a 30-minute time frame, so smaller time frame patterns don't always play out, but it can. I like larger time frame patterns, like if you see something on the daily or weekly, that's more likely to play out. And yeah, we looking for SPY to get below 679.39 for put entry, 679.40 pretty much. Then looks for that 675.50 as target, and we're gonna look for. If you're going to stop out of this, I say stop out of it right around 682.50. If you stop out of that put, if you got in the put at 679.20. And then the call entry, we're going to jump in the calls right around 684.99. Pretty much 685. You can wait for 685 on SPY for calls. A key level we got to break is 685.75. And then we can push to that target at 686.60. And then we go for 688. That's what we really want. We really want that 688. That's going to be lovely. Now, if we get that pullback, the pullback, like I said, 675 target and 672. We should catch good support at 672. But if not, we'll recalibrate our put levels from there. But that's all I'm looking for this week is 672.80. Unless we get some kind of crazy news coming out causing a drastic pullback. And we'll do one little company outside of the ETFs for the people. That company is Tesla. Let's run up on Tesla. I got bosses in Tesla this morning. You jumped in. You was in Tesla, right, boy? I think he was.
Nah, I ain't getting Tesla as Avgo.
Avgo. Okay. That's what it was. Avgo. But Tesla call entries at 471.49. You see it triggered call entry today already and hit target and then came down to call entry again and then hit target again. So right now I would call this a range. That's this in. It's trading in this range right now. And I don't particularly like trading ranges, but some people love trading ranges. I'm looking for the breakout. If you want to trade this range between 471 and 479, those are the two levels you can look to play it off of. Means you would grab puts up here at 479, and puts down and calls down here at 471. So you'll just be playing it, bouncing between these two levels. Puts here, calls here, until it shows a breakout in either direction. Until an hourly candlestick or 30-minute candlestick closes above this level, I wouldn't consider it a breakout. All right, so look for that confirmation. Confirmation is key. Confirmation is key. Let's say it again. Confirmation is key. One more time for you. Because if you jump in a trade before confirmation comes, do not be mad if it reverses on your ass. Because you deserve it. because you didn't wait for confirmation. All right, if you wait for confirmation and it pivots on you, listen, happens. But it shouldn't happen there nearly as much as if you don't wait for confirmation. You're going to definitely get smacked way more not waiting for confirmation. Because they just know. The market makers, they know. They know the levels too. We not, it's not magic we're doing over here. They know the levels. They know where the volume's at. They know where people looking to buy and take profit. So if you're getting in too early before a call level, before a call is confirmed, you're just going to feed the market makers for the day. Because they'll snatch your lunch. But for Tesla put entry is going to be down here 467.11. All right, really 466.50 I like, but 467.11 is where I put the alert. And let's go down. I just got a news article came out. It sound crazy. It doesn't sound too crazy with the target we got. We're going to go over it. We're going to look at Bitcoin real quick. But they said an analyst just came out and said Bitcoin could crash to 28,000. I don't believe that shit, but he said Bitcoin could crash to 28,000. Yeah, look, hey, Tim popped up, said, "Yeah, right." That shit brought Tim out, boy.
That means somebody done put a virus on Bitcoin. What the fuck? Man, that shit bouncing off 75, man. It ain't going lower than 70.
I hope so. Let me pull up the Bitcoin chart really quick, man, because that article just threw me for a loop real quick. But because, boss, you know where that weekly target was at on Bitcoin at 40,000, boy. Look, the rising wedge target at 47,000. Now I'm hearing $20,000 targets. And Bitcoin is not an asset that trades like a stock. People should not ever forget this. Bitcoin will get volatile on your ass. It will make moves you have never seen before. It will do things that you would not have thought was possible. I've seen Bitcoin go from 50,000 down to 7, 8,000, 9,000 again. That it can do it. Trust. Don't think it can't. But I just don't want it to.
That's why they put the news out there. They trying to get it to crash down there. That's why. So they put out fake news.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm looking for support at 81,300. I got a level. And then I got another level of support down at 64,000. If we break 64,000, though, that's a very key level. Tim, what you think, man?
So far. Huh?
I said, what you think about Bitcoin, man?
Like the end of the year price?
Yeah, let me go on a 3-month chart. Let me look at Bitcoin on a 3-month chart. You gotta look at Bitcoin on macro. Not end of the year, but as far as how far this pullback gonna go.
Yeah, the 70s, no more than about 60K.
Okay. The bottom of the last 3-month candlestick that we had this dip on was 74,000. My 3-month, my quarterly levels, I marked those in gold, boy. Because if it's a quarterly level, something got to happen there. Something's gonna happen.
That's pretty much where we almost came down to already.
Yep. Let me see. The next 3-month level I got after that, we should get support heavy at. Yeah, so 74,700 and 68,800. We should not get below. Those are quarterly levels right there. If we get below 74,700, we got a little range we could get caught in between. But if that 68,000 don't catch, oh yeah, it's down. It's going down. 40,000. So we definitely got to hold 80,000. 80,000 key. Do not want to get below that. That's the low of this 3-month period. And this started in October 1st. Yeah, man, we just in here charting levels.
Yeah, I'm jumping in the charts now with you. I don't know, like I got so many.
I'm gonna share my screen.
It's a lot of what am I trying to say? We at the top of a lot of zones.
Yeah, man, a lot of rejection ready to come in, boy.
I
Yeah. I'm
Be
in.
honest with you, yeah. Tesla's probably my favorite setup for rejection. Come
Mm,
here.
fucking
But
IWM
yeah,
popping back up here. I don't like this.
but you playing push on?
Yeah, I had a little put on the IWM. I had to get out of that. Like everything is on a bounce. Everything's
Oh,
on a
and that's
nice
on the
bounce
power.
too.
Yeah. Um.
So on a smaller time frames, you got a falling wedge pattern on the Qs, which is a bullish pattern. The SPY just put in a double bottom when it touched 679. That was a double bottom right there.
Yeah,
So they got
yeah,
a,
that's 680. Yeah.
yeah, they got a target at 692
Shit, I ain't
now.
gonna lie, no lie, nigga said. I ain't gonna lie, I played the reversal.
You playing the calls, right?
I ain't mad,
On the
nigga.
Q. Yeah, I played the reversal on the Qs, where we have 50% right now.
I like Apple down here, but I don't. I rather wait on some.
I said that shit gave me that 100%, boy. I was chasing it, boy. I was up 200.
Man, like IWM bouncing right here, about to hit my stop. If IWM get about 250, 350, I gotta go.
Sheesh, damn, 153 already? God damn. I was just about to get a 10 pack on that shit.
Hit that same resistance earlier at 250. We went up to 253.47, 253.50 on that 15. The last two up it put in and rejected. So I'm watching. They could
And
be
I missed
faking.
my entry. And I missed my entry on Meta. I said it was 247. That shit 249 right now.
I like calls above 250 on Meta. I don't think you too late. I think you're a little early actually.
Meta, meta,
I was
meta,
going.
meta,
I like to
meta.
play it early.
And that's coming from me.
All right, 10 lag on it early. So he said you early. You know you extra early.
Alright, extra early, bro.
But a breaking base above 250 should be talking about something. It'd be a start of something.
So for meta. Let's
Damn,
look
boy, that
at.
was a nice ass candle on Meta, boy. Jeez.
I like meta
Right when I said I
calls.
was gonna get in there, right when I said I was gonna get in there, that shit printed that two up, boy.
I like meta calls at 659.
Yeah, that's when niggas exiting, boy.
659 call entry. A put entry. Gotta be if we break below 638.70.
Damn.
So right now meta's in a nice little range. Actually, you could do.
Ooh, but look at that top wick on Meta. Jesus Christ.
You could even have took. You could even took a. You could have took a put on meta. You could actually do puts on meta at 640, 647,
You see
647,
that top work on
60.
Meta, right?
Yeah, on the daily.
Ah, 7-Eleven.
Lord have mercy.
Ugly. Shit ugly, right? That's what I'm saying. No, somebody don't want it up there. Real bad.
Bruh, actually gonna touch 700 this week, but I don't care what they say. Meta gonna strike.
They sold it right off as soon as it got up there, and that was crazy.
Start looking at my March puts on Tesla, man.
Put entry on Tesla 640, 690. I'll say I'm gonna put my alert right around there. Well, 647.60. I'm sorry, 647.60. And put my alert a little bit above there.
After they hit that 500, y'all can take puts out there.
476.
640. I'm talking about Meta.
Oh, Meta. Oh, okay, Meta.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn, wait on Tesla, boy. Tesla 500s before you get on them puts.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at the weekly level.
I like Tesla to 500. I do.
500 baht. There's so much money waiting at that 500.
So much. They all taking profit at once. Everybody gonna take profit at one time. Yeah, bring it down to 450.
Quick.
450. It's gonna be a wild rejection. People be like, what? What happened? Oh, yeah, you didn't see all them contracts waiting there. They're gonna flip it back to further out contracts, but they gotta take that profit. Don't get caught in profit taking.
Oh my God! And I know how they gonna do it too. Soon the market opens, that shit gonna start dumping.
Right at open. After a nice day of pushing too, people gonna get comfortable. Then you boom.
Next day, you ain't get the kids out the streets, huh?
Yeah, should tell them come in before the street lights come on. Well.
Got him.
Interesting. Gold, you trying it again, huh? Okay. Let me see something.
What, they touched that 400 again?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Instant $5 rejection at open. Damn, I missed that scalp.
Oh wow, that was great for real.
We still got a gap. We still got a 388 level to touch.
I love gap refills, boy.
Let's see. Rinse and repeat until they don't work no more.
I'm trying to tell you.
If we can
That's how I got the cues this morning.
I need to put them on the list this week. How many I got so far? I know I came in late. Let me see. He got on the screen. We got Meta. We got IWM.
Can't hear
I'm
me.
interested.
Damn, I didn't even know my mic was muted that whole time. That's crazy.
SPY and Tesla.
That's crazy.
That 330 puts on Avgo as well for this week.
When did I hit that button? When did I hit that mute button? I ain't hit that mute button. Alright, let me give out these meta levels. So meta, for people on the live, we're going to do the last levels for the day. Meta, 660 entry. Right around 660 is going to be call entry. 677.38 is going to be the first target. 688, second target. Oh, shit. And then you got... Let me see something real quick. And then you got 647 as a put entry. We're floating around the put entry for Meta, so that could trigger quickly. Keep an eye out for that. Down to 638. It already dipped down there today. That will be a retest, if anything, and down to 635 after that. But it's holding on a 1 bar right now for the weekly. It didn't put that 2 down in, which is a good sign. It's showing that it's trying to hold that support. We'll see if Meta holds that support from 638 or it's going to put in the 2 down. All right. Everybody that came through the live today on Twitch. I know it's been a minute since I've been on Twitch. I'm going to start hopping back on there more as well. I'm always on YouTube and TikTok. We're going to have a talk, TikTok. We got to have a talk. But everybody that came through the session today, I hope you got some good price levels. They're going to play out this week. I will be setting all the price levels in the Discord community. So you want all those levels, make sure you join the Discord and join the live session because we're about to set the rest of these levels now. As you see, we got the price levels up here. Put this up. All right. And we are going to, these are the time frames for you. And I'm going to fill out the rest of this chart. When you're part of the community, this is the chart you get access to every week with the price levels, entry, stops, everything. And then you got access to me as well. Time frames, how long the contract should be. Can't make it any simpler. Okay? So anybody that's looking to join the Discord, the link is in the YouTube profile. And I'm going to put the link in the bottom of this video as well. All right? Same thing for Twitch. Appreciate y'all. And I will see you all next week for charting on Monday. All right.